Here we are in a brand new space, and I'm just going to create a new space called Welcome and Orientation. And the power of Sutra is that it lets you create any combination of content and discussion spaces. So you can create a space for community discussion, course content, Zoom recordings, and of course you can organize as many groups as you want for people to have more intimate discussion spaces. You can use grids to adjust the layout of any space so that it looks exactly how you want it to look. And then you just invite people to your space and you're ready to go. It's pretty easy. Now, of course, you can customize the look and feel of your space by changing the cover image of every space and by changing the color of pretty much any element on the page. This is an example of our creator community space, and you can see that we've used the grid to organize most of our spaces and highlighted the community discussion space at the top of the page. Inside the discussion space, you'll find a stream of comments where people can post text, videos, images, and of course, reply in threaded discussions. We also have a pretty unique tagging feature that has all sorts of harvesting applications. Here, we've created a creator profile space where we've invited our members to post a short bio and tag relevant attributes of their bio. Then you can click on that tag and see all the other people with related posts. This is an example of one of our courses where we've organized participants into smaller groups where they can have more intimate discussions. We've also set up spaces for course content, a community sharing circle that includes everybody in the program, and other spaces relevant to this course. What's powerful about Sutra is the way it allows you to set up an ecosystem of content and discussion spaces around your offering. Here we've organized our content into worksheets, weekly modules, and Zoom recordings. Each module is a content space that includes text, images, video, assignments, and everything related to that particular subject. Sutra makes it really easy to update your content on the fly. You just click on Edit Page and edit your content right there. It's really designed around an emergent experience that emerges through your group process. You can also easily add any kind of embeddable content from other websites, stuff like a Miro board or a Google Calendar or pretty much anything that you can embed. One of Sutra's most convenient features is being able to manage all of your communication in one place. You can easily send out email broadcasts to all of your participants, and you have a record of every email you've sent that you can easily duplicate and use for future cohorts. And Sutra makes it super easy to process payments. Whether you're collecting payment for one-on-one work or for a program or a community, you can charge one-time fees, you can charge recurring fees, and you can easily create spaces for one-off payments here and there. Super flexible and super convenient. Finally, one of Sutra's most powerful features is our page builder. We have a selection of beautiful templates that you can use to quickly create landing and registration pages for your offerings and events. Select a collection of templates, then edit the text and replace the images directly in the interface. It's super easy and intuitive to create a beautiful landing page in a very short amount of time. Let's take a look at some spaces from our creators. This is a course on creativity. They've created a top-level space to contain all the program information and subspaces for each of the weekly calls where they've added all the supporting materials, content, videos, agenda, making it easy for participants to find everything in one place. This is a 9-month women's program, and she's created a top-level space for all the orientation material for her participants, and then a beautiful area where she has monthly modules that publish each month as the program progresses. This is Black Creative Healing, a program that centers Black communities through creative arts, and I love the creative visual design here. This is an example of a small book club space with just a handful of people. As they progress through the book, there's a space for each chapter that has supporting material, stuff like assignments, questions for reflection, and additional content to help them deepen the conversation. This is a community of practice of people working with nature and earth in virtual spaces, and here they have one place to contain all the resources they need relevant to their function and collaboration as a community. This is an example of an international permaculture course from some people in Bulgaria. What I love about this space is the beautiful use of imagery to deliver the learning experience. They're really taking advantage of Sutra's flexibility to create an experience that involves both conversation and rich content. This is an example from the Nina Collective that consults organizations on equity and inclusion. Here they've set up a template space. Each time they work with a new organization, they create a copy of the space and customize it to work with their client. This is another community of practice from the Nina Collective. Here, they've set up spaces for each of their meetings where they organize any sort of supportive materials for their gathering. This is an example of a much bigger space with about 2,000 people participating in the ULab 2X program from the Presencing Institute. Here, they've organized every aspect of the program, from the getting started space to the announcements, course material, discussion board, live sessions, and team space. And in the discussion board, they have the conversations that they've created, as well as an open space for people to create their own conversational spaces. Here's an example of how you can work with Sutra's color theming to create a truly unique visual experience. Here's an example of a one-on-one space on Sutra. Each time this coaches a new client, she creates a copy of this space and all the materials and documents are set up. So far, I've shown you a selection of how content spaces can be set up on Sutra. Now I'm going to show you a selection of registration pages. This is an example from She, which is the women's program that I covered earlier. Sutra gives you a lot of flexibility in the way that you can easily create a beautiful registration page for your program. Here's another example, very different theme, very different color. And the thing to notice here is just the flexibility that you have to create an invitation that feels like something that is authentic to you. It's really easy to create new registration pages for each of your offerings, standalone events, or one-on-one work with your clients. I hope this has given you some inspiration for your next offering. If you have any questions, please email us at support@sutra.co. Much love.